Hey Pratt, it is your personal trainer Carina here, and I am going to talk to you a little bit about rest and recovery today, specifically using a foam roller in order to help you get rid of some of that tightness, soreness that you might be feeling in your body. So the purpose of a foam roller is to break up lactic acid, which is that tight, uncomfortable feeling that you feel a lot of times post-workout or if you've just been sitting for really long periods of time. It also helps increase blood flow to your muscles, which helps them heal and recover faster. And then it also feels really, really nice and helps you break up some of the muscle mass that you might have. Although this isn't the best methods for breaking up the knots that might be in your back or something, it does help at least, especially in a preventative measure. So in order to use a foam roller properly, I usually give a couple pointers, like putting as much pressure into the foam roller as possible, which means using only one leg at a time as opposed to both at the same time. You can also make sure that you are always rotating a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right whenever you are foam rolling any part of your body, let's say your calf. If you just stay still and you're just rolling out the very bottom back part of your calf, there's all of this muscle on the side that's not getting touched, and then it gets missed out on. There's still all the lactic acid and lack of blood flow in those muscles. So you want to make sure that you're getting each part of the muscle, and you can do that by a simple rotation on the foam roller. Usually I say start from bottom to top, just so you make sure that you hit everything. It's really easy. There's so much of your body that needs to be rolled. So if you have a general process that you always follow, it's a lot easier to not miss anything. So I say start from bottom to top, starting with your calves. So again, one body part at a time. So let's say that you're starting with your left calf. Put one heel on top of the other, just like you're seeing in the video. And you're going to work that calf muscle, making sure that you're rotating, and then you're going to work your way up to your hamstrings. With your hamstrings, this area usually is relatively tight, and your foam rolling is going to help out with that. One thing I would definitely suggest is to make sure that you're not just foam rolling, but you're also doing some static or dynamic stretching, which means moving and stretching. If you're going to do it dynamically. Again, this is not the only way that you should warm up or rest and recover, but it is a really effective tool. I just would like to emphasize that really quick. The next thing that you can do is move on to your glutes or your butt cheeks. Like you can see in the video, I actually am doing a little bit of an IT band stretch, and your IT band is that muscle that runs all the way basically from the side of your butt all the way down to the side of your leg. Which is often one of the muscles or places in your body that gets really, really tight if you're sitting for long periods of time. So I really highly encourage you to be stretching and foam rolling this part of you on a weekly basis. So since I'm sitting on top of the foam roller, I put one heel on top of the opposite knee. Whatever leg is down, that is the side that I'm going to be working on first, because again, I'm able to apply a little bit more pressure into the foam roller, into that glute. So that way, again, it's just a more effective rollout than if I'm applying less pressure. Again, there's no right or wrong way to foam roll. This is just the general pointers that I think help you get the most effective time rolling out. Other things that you should be doing, once you go into the glute, usually what I do is I just let my foot fall over to the side, and that's where I can get my IT band and roll out the entire side of my leg. You don't ever have to do a full stroke to get your entire side of your legs into such a big portion of your body. It's kind of difficult to maneuver like that. So what I suggest is just breaking up parts of your body into smaller strokes. That way it's a little easier to break it down and get into all the muscle groups that you need to. So the way I do it when I do the side of my leg is I'll get into my hip and just strictly the side of my butt cheek, basically around your belt line. Move down to halfway down my leg and my quad, which is the front half of your leg, and then I'll go down to right above my kneecap, and that's an area that actually holds a ton of tension in your leg that you should pay really close attention to and really get in there with your foam roller, even if it might be a little bit uncomfortable. Reminder to breathe while you are doing your rolling out, just because those things can be kind of uncomfortable. Other things that you can consider doing, don't forget the front half of your leg and your quad. Again, same idea of working from your belt line, then the top half of your leg, and then the lower half of your leg right up to your kneecap. You do not need to roll out on your kneecap. And then finally, it comes to your upper body. There's a couple things that I would really suggest not to do, and that is roll out your actual neck. Just because it's such a sensitive area, you don't want to be applying pressure on your neck like that. When you are rolling out your back, try not to have a massive arch in your back, just because that's not really great for it. So things that I do to roll out my back, I'll extend my arms over my head, and then I'll just work all over my back, just like you can see in the video. And then the last but not least, an area that holds tons of tension that can actually lead to you feeling the tension in your neck and your shoulders is actually going to be right here, basically under your armpit. So I work from basically right under my armpit all the way up to around here in my arm. And if I'm rolling out on my side like this, that's actually going to get really deep into your shoulder. And even actually if you apply pressure here in that kind of like spacious area that doesn't have a lot of bone or muscle tissue right in your armpit, you can actually feel some of that tension as well. So be warned that maybe that area is a little extra tight, so just so it doesn't surprise you or catch you off guard. But the last general pointer I will say for foam rolling is that when you listen to your body and you pay more attention and spend more time and do more strokes on the areas that are more tense than the areas that are less tense, that's generally how I determine how much time that I will spend foam rolling on a particular area. So let's just say that an area is not very tense, I'll do like 5 to 10 strokes there and move on. If an area is super tense, I'll do more like 20 to 30 and just like really spend some time working in that area. So if you guys have any further questions about foam rolling, I know this is like a really quick synopsis of it. Usually I spend like 30 minutes going over this with clients. I'm always happy to do a more in-depth video or answer questions that you might have. Again, my handle is Body by Carina, or you can always reach out to Pratt REC on Instagram to contact me about these things. But happy rolling. Make sure that you guys are taking care of your bodies out there, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.